All right, so you've considered moving to the Tampa Bay area. You've considered Sarasota. Well, there is a perfect place right in the middle called Parrish, Florida, which may be exactly where you want to be. We're in a special community called North River Ranch. We know you care about location. We know you care about schools. We're going to be telling you about that today because this could be the community for you.
So we're parents and we love the suburban lifestyle, and that's what you're going to find here in North River Ranch. It's geared towards families. You have top-rated schools close by, amazing amenities, and this is where you can really establish your home. Your kids can have a best friend down the street. You can go to barbecues with your friends on Friday night. Like, this is going to be that lifestyle, and everything you need is right here.
All right, so let's talk about amenity centers because amenities are what makes communities great. Well, you don't just have one amenity center here in North River Ranch, you've got three, and you've got access to all three of them. Now take note, if you choose another community, you may only have access to one single area. Here you've got them all. Well, let me tell you, this is Camp Creek. This is the epitome of greatness for an amenity center. You can notice it by the double slide, massive resort style pool that's sitting right out there. You've got a bike park where you can take the kids, they can ride around, you and the adult friends can play some pickleball and get your competitive game on. In addition, you've got a game room that's full of ping pong, pool table, the whole 9 yards. So if you missed your Dave & Buster's event, you've got everything right here in-house.
My other favorite thing is this beautiful clubhouse. As a mom, I always want to have friends over and host, but keeping the house clean is sometimes a little tricky. Yeah, well, and just keeping it that way. And so you can come here, it's just a beautiful atmosphere. You can hang out with your friends, your kids can play. They also have fitness classes on the weekends, which I'm a big fan of. And then outside they have a beautiful event lawn and bonfires. Like, there's always something to do at North River Ranch.
Have you ever wondered what it would feel like? Never second guessing whatever feels right.
So the two other amenity centers you have are the Brightwood Pavilion and the Riverfield Veranda. And these are amazing spots with pools, fitness centers, so you just have a plethora of options for entertainment. Another thing I love are all of the bike trails throughout the community. So if you like to run or bike, there's just some great trails around that keep you safe and close to the community.
And what's super cool is you don't even have to have your own bike because there's a bike share in the community. So what that means is I get an app on my phone, I can go get a bike out of the little safety spot, ride it to the next amenity center, and I don't even have to bring that bike back. I can put it there. And in addition, they also have something called SuperStream, which is internet throughout the entire community. So that means, hey, I could be on a Zoom call sitting on my sofa, and then my kids come tell me, hey, I want to go to the pool. Usually I have to say no. But now I could say, sure, I drive them to the pool, I'm sitting poolside on a lawn chair, and I'm living the life that I really want to live while still being connected for everything that I need to do for work. So let's get you into what you really want to see and hear about. That's the homes. So let me tell you a little bit about the community. We are in a subsection of North River Ranch called Longmeadow. There are three different builders that build in this section. You got West Bay Homes, you got Cardell Homes, and you got Pulte Homes. We are standing in West Bay. Now this is your premier builder, and the reason for that is you're building on 60-foot wide lots, and it's probably gonna be your biggest home that you can build in this section. Backstory on West Bay. West Bay came into the market in 2009, and they doubled what they thought they were gonna build. They built 65 homes their first year. They've now built over 9,000 homes. They're by far the go-to builder in all of the Tampa Bay area that's a private builder, and they build a really fantastic home.
So one thing I love about every time I go into a West Bay is they just feel so grand. No matter what the square footage is, I feel like it always feels way bigger than it really is. And they really hit this with their tall ceilings. And here these are 12-foot ceilings, and it's just like a really nice, open, spacious kitchen to great room. Their kitchen designs are beautiful. This is a gourmet kitchen here, and I just love the wall-to-wall cabinetry. We also have gas appliances here in North River Ranch, which is huge, especially for hurricanes. So we do get hurricanes in Florida, and a lot of times when your power goes out, if you have a gas range, you can still cook even with no power. So
before we get too far, this model is the Biscayne 2. Starting at about $720,000. You can get into a West Bay as low as $620,000. But if you want the 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms that this home provides, It's gonna start you around 720. And one of the biggest reasons for that is the lot, like we talked about. And let me tell you, I made this mistake early on when I first got into real estate. I used to think, hey, get in the best community and just pick the cheapest lot because you're in there, you can build the same home on that lot. That is not the best thing. The best lots and the most wide lots are always gonna go for the most money, whether that's now or in the future. So if you wanna preserve your investment, get what you want now because you're gonna earn it back later with some interest on that in the form of appreciation.
So they are a semi-custom builder, which means that you can choose your floor plans, then you can choose all of your interior designs. So things like this beautiful quartz countertop, cabinet colors, knob options, like all of these are decisions you can make. And I'll personally go with you to the design center and we can kind of help make all these interior design choices together.
And don't let her sell you short on that because if you haven't built a semi-custom home before, there's probably 10,000 decisions you're gonna be making that day about every single thing that's gonna go into this home. So having someone who's third generation interior designer is gonna be beneficial.
Yeah, and I love it. It's my favorite part about building a home. So, and they just do an excellent job at doing those elevated ceilings, making the space feel open. Like it always feels like way more square footage than what's on the paper. So I feel like West Bay is really great at that. Another thing that I love with this design is this beautiful wall with all of these glass doors. I feel like,
8-panel slider.
Yeah, 8-panel slider. I mean, like we have something similar at our house and you just open those up. It's perfect for parties. Like when you have barbecues, the kids can be running in and out and it just gives you so much more space to entertain.
And get
So
this,
it's
you
fabulous.
open that up and then you have the unobstructed view with no aluminum looking out to your pond and conservation in the back. You're gonna get things like the waterfall countertop for your quartz countertops. It goes all the way to the ground on this side. Those are things that you're gonna notice you're not gonna get in other builders that you're gonna get in West Bay.
Just one change that I would make if I was building this home myself is I would add an extra transom window over these because since the ceilings are so high, you just get a lot of wall there, like a lot of dead space. And so if you had another window there, it would just really increase that light. I think it would be beautiful.
You just give me and I get you. Too easy to see the truth. I never want this to burn out.
So now we are in our Cardell home, and this is the Southampton 3.0 model. And we're sitting at 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And kind of a cool aspect of this, so this room right here is a bonus room, but you have the option to turn it into a tandem garage. And I feel like these are kind of a new fun thing. Like you can use that additional space for storage. You could do a little home gym there, or even get a golf cart. I feel like I've seen lots of people in this neighborhood.
It's a huge community, so you've got all the different amenities we talked about. You could jump on your golf cart, you can go to any of those. So it is kind of a golf cart community. I highly value garage space, and I couldn't live without my 3-car garage. So that is an option. If you value the square footage, you can add it. If you value the garage space, you can add that too.
So what you said about golf carts made me think about schools and how fun would it be to ride a golf cart to school. Like our kids would love that. And you could do that here in North River Ranch. Where we're standing right now in Long Meadow, they are just opening a brand new middle school that should be finished later this year. So you could be in biking distance, definitely golf cart distance to school.
Well, you've got everything. You've got the elementary school right here in the community. You've got the middle school, which is being finished this year, and you've got the high school, which is 5 minutes south of, probably not even 5 minutes. Probably a 5-minute bike ride if you want to get to high school. In our community now, we have a school that's just outside of our gate basically, and we just bike our kids there. We got friends who are spending over 30 minutes sitting in traffic trying to get their kids to school, which now we were like, man, we got lucky that we had all the schools that we needed right there. We could have made that mistake and been sitting in car lines, which nobody wants to do. So you're not going to have to worry about that here in North River Ranch because it's all there.
Yeah, I love that.
So getting back to this model, you're gonna notice that there's a lot of open space. You've got your family room to your kitchen, and it feels nice and open. It's not gonna be as open as what we noticed in West Bay because your lot is a little bit skinnier here. Now, I do like that the den is right here in the back.
Do you? I feel like this would not be a good spot because our kids would be out there in the pool and you'd be telling us to be quiet on your calls.
That's a fair point.
But it is beautiful. I feel like if you don't have kids out there, the view is stunning.
Yes, I do complain a lot. Like den to family room space. This is gonna be loud, and we have little kids that are also gonna be loud. So I stand corrected. I do not like the den in the back, I like it in the front. But I do like that you can see out to the backyard, whereas I see to the front street. So I like the view.
Another thing I really like about this floor plan are these engineered hardwood floors.
Yeah.
So in Florida, I feel like we have a lot of moisture, especially if you have a pool. And so all natural wood floors, they just get scraped up, there's water damage, but these engineered hardwood floors are great, super durable. If you're still wanting that wood look, I'd recommend these.
And you'll notice the kitchen too in here. This is the gourmet package. Your cabinets are going all the way to the ceiling. You've got the double oven, microwave oven with the gourmet fridge. You've got a lot of options in here. And this is the still gas appliances that are in this side of the community.
Yeah, another thing with this area too is all of the homes will have tile roofs and paver driveways. So it just kind of gives you that more elevated, luxurious feel throughout the whole neighborhood.
Looking for a lifeline, somewhere to get to cloud nine. I don't care if it's already.
All right, taking you to our final builder. This is Pulte Homes in Long Meadow. And this is the Coral Grand model. There's two different models that you could walk in here. And the Williston we checked out next door, and we just like this one a little bit better. It seemed like the spaces were more open. Walking in the Williston, it looked a little tight. So if you're gonna build Pulte, this seemed like the one to do. Now this home is about 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, with an option for a 5th bedroom. Now one note is that 2 of those bedrooms are downstairs. We're always gonna recommend that 2 bedrooms be downstairs because you never know when grandma's gonna come visit, she can't go upstairs, you need a 2nd bedroom downstairs, and you don't wanna have to tell her to go get a hotel.
So one thing I really like about this floor plan is the spaciousness of this living room. Like with a 50-foot lot, you have this whole living area, a family room, and then we also have a massive bonus room upstairs. So it just gives you a lot of livable space.
So this home does start at $522,000, and a little tip for you, you're always going to get more home for less cost when you're building up. So it's a 2-story house. It's way cheaper to add a little bit more lumber upstairs than it is to extend the entirety of your house. So 3,000 square feet starting at that 522. Now there are a lot of options that I like in this house too. For one, you've got a little bit of the Moody countertops coming in with the quartz, and it does extend to the backsplash as well.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, we looked at doing that in our house, and it was crazy expensive, so we didn't do it. But I will tell you that there's some phenomenal incentives. We just had a client that we helped purchase in here not long ago, and we negotiated about $30,000 off. I think we could even get a little bit more for you, especially if you're building a new construction.
A lot of these builders have different incentives year round. So it's just a good idea to call us and maybe see what's happening right now. See, if they're offering towards closing costs or design center, like they're usually always something. So it's always good to check out. So now we are at Neal Homes, and this is like a totally different neighborhood in North River Ranch called Wildleaf. And this place is really exciting. There's a whole row here of 6 different model homes that you can walk through. So right now we are in Meadowbrook, but if you're the type of person that likes to go and literally see exactly the home that you're wanting, this could be a good option for you to be able to walk through different kinds of homes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, you could get super confused walking into their sales center, and they're gonna tell you, oh, we got the Celebration series, the Cove series, this series. You're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. So we're gonna try and dumb it down a little bit because there's 13 different floor plans, different lot sizes. We're just picking a couple of our favorites to walk you through. And like McKenna mentioned, the Meadowbrook is the model that we're in now. Now this is about a 2,000 square foot house.
Yeah, and one of their top selling homes too.
It is.
But we really like back here where there's the 2 bedrooms, they kind of have a little wall space here. If you had a mother-in-law or even like an older college kid, you could easily close this door off and they kind of have their own space in there. There's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom there, and then kind of your own front space here. I like how they've kind of staged it as a living room, den, sitting area.
You do still have a very open floor plan. You've got your kitchen and your living room just off to the side. I do like that you have your own kind of breakfast nook dining area in the back. I know sometimes that space gets combined into the living area. Like with the open floor plan, sometimes it's like, oh, it's all together and you don't really have that segregation. So I like that you can still have formal dining right back there. One thing you're gonna notice in this home in particular is your in comparison to the homes that we've already looked at, you're not getting as many options. So take, for example, our cabinetry, like it's not going all the way to the ceiling. You're gonna notice some other things that maybe aren't quite as good.
Yeah, things like you see the microwave over the stove. In a lot of the other homes, they had more of the gourmet kitchen style with the double ovens. So there's just a couple things like that that kind of elevated the other ones.
But for all good reason, because you're getting into this home, starting price of $449,000, whereas you're comparing to what we've looked at before, you're over $500,000. So there's a lot of value that you get here. And if you want to be in North River Ranch, you've decided this is the place you're going to be, this could be the one for you. Keeping in mind, there are a bunch of other models that you could get for even less. You just might get a little bit less square footage for that.
Was it just a one-time thing or were you wanting more? Staring at a kitchen sink, wonder where we went wrong or what?
Now I want to talk to you about the value that you're going to get by choosing North River Ranch. So we just saw one of the Neal Homes. I want to give it a comparison for you. So Neal builds a model called the Mystique. You could build that model here. You could build it in Lakewood Ranch. If you do that, you're going to spend about $50,000 more. And you can also build that home in Wesley Chapel, which is another super popular area around Tampa. It's going to cost you $30,000 more to build it there. Now, what I want to get across is that you can save that $50,000 or that $30,000 by building here in North River Ranch. So I will say I'm very optimistic about where this community is heading in the future, which makes me think if there's any time to make the decision to buy, it's right now.
So we're sitting in another Neal home. Now this is the Sea Mist, and it's just a little bit more upgraded than our last one. So we are looking at 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a 3-car garage, and 3,200 square feet. So it's a really good size. And as you can see in this kitchen behind me, it's more of the gourmet kitchen. So you have the fan hood, the upper stovetop. It's just a little bit more elevated than our last homes. So I know it's not all about the homes. You guys are gonna come to us and ask us, okay, that's great, but what's the location? What is it close to? So in terms of airports, we're 45 minutes away from Tampa International Airport and 30 minutes away from Sarasota Airport. We're also close to some great shopping. They have University Town Center Mall, which is a little more than 30 minutes away, as well as some premium outlets, and then things like Trader Joe's, Costco, all of those things are within 20 to 30 minutes. Then within the neighborhood itself, there's a Publix, which is like Florida's premium grocery store. And then they're also building a new area called the Villages right in North River Ranch, which is supposed to be like their own downtown here. And you're gonna have shops, restaurants, there'll be apartment buildings. And then right next to that is a small hospital. So really everything you need is in the bubble of North River Ranch. And then if you need to venture out, there's also great beaches that are 30 minutes away. So there's just really everything you need right here. So we were able to take a quick behind the scenes peek at Cardell Homes Villas. So these actually aren't open to the public yet. The builder let us take a look inside.
Sneak peek.
Yeah, sneak peek. But they're gonna be beautiful. They're $470,000 starting,
Yep.
and 1,900 square feet. And I just think they're gonna be phenomenal. They open like mid-March. So just a really great option if you're wanting, they have a few things for villas. If you want your landscaping to be taken care of, they'll cover that. Also, if you want the ease of use with the design center. For the villas, they're just gonna have 4 different packages you can choose from. So each one will have different colors, different like layouts.
And it's gonna be your most economical way to get into North River Ranch. You basically know you're gonna be at around $500,000 or less getting into these, which is gonna be the best price. So if you're just looking, hey, I wanna be in the community, this could be the best option.
Yeah, so these are Cardell Homes builds them, and so does David Weekley.
So closing this out, we've talked about a lot of things that North River Ranch has to offer. Now we love it for these reasons. If you're a business person, look, you got the airport that's 30 minutes away. If you're an entertainment person, you got beaches that are 30 minutes away. And if you're a family person, you've got everything right here in the community.
Yeah, so if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if there's any other communities that you're interested in seeing from Tampa to Sarasota, please let us know in the comments below. We'd love to show them to you. Remember, just like the slogan of the community, the fun starts here.